Hello everyone and welcome to Literature Geeks. In this video we will be reviewing the second book of the Titanic series, Collision Course, written by Korman.
So the protagonist stays the same, so Patty Burns. Friends of protagonist, we have the three same people as the first book, Alfie, Sophie, and Julie. And I think we can include one more friend that helps him out in the beginning of the book, and that is Mrs. Rankin. The antagonists, so there are different antagonists for, I say, the different characters. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, so there's Mr. Madison or Jack the Ripper for Alfie and Sophie for the antagonist for them. And then there's Mr. Light Roller and the crew who's looking for Patty.
Light Toller, not Light Roller.
Hard, but and then Kevin, Gahuli, and Seamus, they're not the villains mainly, but they are still in jail.
Yep.
And they would still kill Patty if they were out, so they're still kind of the antagonist.
They're an antagonist that Patty's not worrying about quite yet. Let's see. Would you say, though, that Julie's dad is the antagonist for her in this book?
Yeah.
And the reason being is because
the real reason why they're going to America is so then she could meet the sons of one of his business acquaintances
and marry
one of them.
So I think that's a conflicting thing for her. Okay, now on to the three big questions. Were there any bad words?
Yep. It said the
no.
Or not bad words specifically, but it did say this is something that's kind of like something like it's they say the Lord's name in vain
in chapter 20. If you ever want to look that up, there is no bathroom humor and there are no romantic scenes.
So, what did you like about the book?
I liked the mystery of Jack the Ripper and how it was solved. I thought that was very clever of Alfie to fit together all the pieces and try to get enough evidence so then he could confront the captain. Never happened, but he finally got to see the mystery solved. I also like how Julie changed her ways of thinking about society. So she no longer was a snob. She didn't care if she was among the third-class passengers, which was nice to see. And then I also like how there was great suspense and cliffhangers throughout the book. Because, throughout different parts, even with Jack the Ripper throughout the book, there was, suspense, there was a cliffhanger, and then it would switch to a different scene.
Yeah.
And then it would go back. And then the ending for this book, for sure, a cliffhanger. I mean, we know the Titanic sinks, but just to see, oh no, what's going to happen? They hit an iceberg. Now what? It was a great cliffhanger.
I thought the mystery was done good with Jack the Ripper too. I also liked when the crew chased Patty around in the Titanic when they just chased him around so many times.
Yeah, they were everywhere. Everywhere he went, every turn, there was a crew officer looking for him.
Yeah. And I like when they hit the Titanic. Or not that part, but I like
the iceberg.
The iceberg.
You liked when they hit the iceberg?
No, I just thought it was. I thought it was good.
It was
done well.
It was very descript, scary, like a shadow mountain or something.
Yeah,
I don't like thinking about that.
A blue mountain.
Oh.
And yeah, I thought it was really well done for that.
So great details and imagery.
No, not really, actually. That's the part I don't like.
That's what it is.
The part I don't really like how it wasn't detailed enough, I don't think. That's the only part that was okay. Otherwise, it just was not detailed, and I didn't really like this book that much.
So you only like the beginning and probably end of the book. You don't like the middle.
Yeah, I think the middle was kind of slow. It's just a book that just didn't capture my attention as well as the first and third one.
Well, you gotta think, yeah, too, but like in life, like for example, let's say you go on a plane, the beginning and the end of the journey are going to be the biggest parts, but the middle is going to be the time where you're trying to figure out things to do, like trying to entertain yourself.
That doesn't mean it's
for
still.
then when you go to the end. So the middle is kind of not as exciting as the other two, beginning and end. All right, so that's what you didn't like about the book.
What didn't you like?
I was fine with how the story went. I wasn't bothered if you think it was slow or you think it wasn't as important. I thought it was cool. I thought it was entertaining still. But what I didn't like was Mrs. Bronson's moments of making everything political. It was a bit annoying because, you know, you can have an opinion of something, but to turn every moment or second, instead of enjoying a grand journey, instead of doing that, you take every second and be like, oh, women's rights, woohoo.
And I bet in the next book, even when the Titanic's sinking, she's still going to be like, women's rights.
Women's rights, let's go. Even though they're letting on board all women and children first. Yeah.
That's the thing. I bet she's not going to like that.
Yeah. And saying, oh, why can't women help out? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's a good character. Like, she's trying to get Patty out of jail, which is nice. But the moments, though, where she would just turn a simple, little, pleasant meal into a political speech, it was a bit annoying, over the edge. So,
yep.
Now, let's do a quick summary of the book.
You want to do this?
Sure, why not?
Or I can.
We can, how about this? I say a part, and then you'll say a part.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So I'll start with the beginning of, they're still on the ship, Patty is still a stowaway. The Gahulis, or Kevin Gahuli, and Seamus, still in jail. Patty he's kind of running out of places a bit, I think, to hide. I could say that. Or he's on the edge of getting caught. And that's when I think Julie can come into play. Would you like to explain her situation?
It's a situation with, her dad. And with her dad, so basically what happens is, like we said earlier, her dad, the real reason the reason why they're going to America is so that way, she can meet his business acquaintances' sons, and then maybe she can marry one of them, but she doesn't like that. So she goes to find Patty, but she leads the crew right to him unknowingly.
And so then Officer Lightoller catches Patty and throws him in jail right next to Kevin Gahuli and Seamus.
And then elsewhere, Alfie has to go help Jack the Ripper or Mr. Matterson with his stuff, like delivering letters and stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is also, he didn't realize that Mr. Matterson was Jack the Ripper.
He did. He did. There was the address of the door, and it said A17.
Like before that, like he didn't know, and then he
not in the first
out.
book, but as soon as he met Mr. Madison, he knew it was Jack the Ripper. So, because it was the same room, and yeah, there's some pretty creepy trophies that Mr. Madison had, like
the necklace he was wearing.
Yeah,
was the bone of a victim he killed. Scary stuff.
And then later, Sophie is like, Alfie is just, Sophie's like, I thought you would show more compassion towards that poor crippled man. And then Alfie's like, be quiet. Not like that, but Alfie is just like, show your sympathy to someone who deserves it. And then she goes to Mr. Matterson, and she's like,
trying to make small talk with him, kind of trying to be kind.
Yeah,
But he remembers her by her mother and very clearly says how he doesn't like the whole women's right thing, or he doesn't like women at all. And she kind of was defensive of her mother just a little bit, but she still felt compassion towards him. Enough compassion to meet him later
at midnight.
And I'm like, why did she do that?
And then
Does she not? Alfie showed her the scrapbook, and if he says, "Oh, I found who he is. Don't hang out with this guy," I think that should be a clear indicator of, let's connect the puzzle pieces. Maybe he's the killer. Maybe I shouldn't hang out with him. But no, that doesn't happen.
And then he tries to throw her into the water.
No.
Yes, he does. He
tries to stab her first.
No, he doesn't. He takes her into the water, but he has a knife out, so she screams.
No one can hear her.
Yeah, and then Alfie comes to the rescue.
Brave Alfie.
Then that's when they hit the iceberg, and they go everywhere in all directions.
Yep. And that is the summary of the book. There's a lot more in between, like I've said in the other episode. But you got to read the book to see that this is just a main summary. So I think that is it for this book. Anything else you would like to add?
Nope.
All right. So with that, if you would please like this video, share it, follow.
Check out the our Patreon.
If you want to see any videos early, I have a list of things that you can get if you become a Patreon, which is only $10.
Yeah, only $10. Great deal. And also make sure to subscribe.
I already said that. Follow, subscribe, whatever. What's it called? Whatever platform they are using. And if you want to check out our website as well, because we'll be putting a lot of things on there. Maybe a schedule of what we're doing here. I don't know. We're still figuring all that out.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening or watching, and have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.